Hello and welcome to round 3 moving day of the 2025 PDGA Champions Cup presented by OTB and MVP Disc Sports. Our first major of the year, the first week of May. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.
And we loved having Ella Hansen fill in yesterday, but one hot goose just isn't enough, don't you think?
It's obvious.
Yeah, you all know. Well, a little chilly and windy today out there, like oddly so, I'd say, for a Stockton day.
Yeah, it's not like any OTB Open we've been to in the past. A little bit of a different wind direction as well. We're going to watch Silva Saarinen, Paige Pierce, Kristin Lätt, and Missy Gannon, all in a three-way tie for third.
All shooting 9 down yesterday.
We are in the B layout, different from what we've played the last couple of days. Here we are on hole 1. Instead of the par 4 we've seen the last 2 rounds, we're going to play this 311-foot par 3. The route the drone is flying is not the most common route. It is a route, however, and one that I think is worth considering. We had a left to right crosswind, so it would just help that disc carry on that Anheuser line. More often than not, though, we're going to see some nice little flip-up shots down the right side. You do not want to hit that center tree, though, because it does not like to give your disc back.
Silva with a 10 down and round 1 following up with 7 down yesterday in a nice lead here. And starting off almost with a good shot.
From Pensacola, Florida, Stockholm Open champion, 2013 Copenhagen Open champ, 2017 Aussie Open champ, 2022 PDGA Champions Cup champion. There's more. 3-time European Open champ, 4-time USWDGC champ, 5-time PDGA World champ, and all around complete badass, Paige Pierce.
Did she throw in the middle of her introduction?
I feel like she didn't really have a choice.
You're right, he could have kept going forever.
Yeah, she was well outside of her 30-second rule. How does Kristin not have a long one like that?
I can't tell if it's the editing or if that was real life. Also, AI is so good now.
Maybe
we don't,
yeah.
you know?
Maybe Paige's introduction went all the way over Kristin's and we just didn't hear it.
Probable statistic for sure. Ooh, Kristin maybe finding OB right off the bat.
And completing this lead card from Beacon, New York, WDGC champion, Missy Gannon.
Big Money herself shooting a 9 down yesterday to join us on lead card in round 3. There is a 45% cut after today. Of course, these ladies not thinking about that at all, but cream of the crop are going to play on Championship Sunday, and statistics will be a bit different.
It was a little scary to throw the lower, more flexy line that we see from a lot of players on the par 4, setting themselves up for their second shot. That left to right crosswind headwind really carried discs to the right if you showed the underside. You see everyone kind of trying to bail a hyzer more than anything.
Which usually works. You can just see that from the stage, low ceiling scenario kind of take hold. Let me get one clap for that layup. Missy, I think edge of circle 2, maybe a little farther, with a fine layup. And a high pony.
Super high pony.
Paige definitely eyeing this one up. 3 strokes behind the leader. A good run.
Yeah, just a little bit low dead center. Kristin really riding that OB line. She's going to still be in circle 2 with a nice uphill putt for the potentially lone birdie of our lead card.
You know, they say you got to ride the line to feel alive, so.
I've heard that before. It was truly bizarre how little wind there was during the practice days and how every tournament day has been pretty windy.
Quite. I think today worst of all, but also because it was gusty and changed a lot.
Yes.
I literally, if anyone followed my card today, they think I'm a psychopath because I cannot remember the wind later, so I write it down. But I was testing like 4 times a hole. The amount of times I threw grass in the air is truly psychotic.
Yeah, and it would change from not very much to a lot as well. So change directions and gust to intensely faster speeds.
But of course, on coverage, it looks calm. So.
It sure
no,
does.
okay, here we go.
Yeah.
There it is.
And hole 1 runs parallel to hole 2 right here. So this is how the wind was for both holes. Chantel's still going to throw a great shot on chase card. Just enough distance to get around. We're in a different pin position. It's more to the right, like 50 feet more to the right. It makes the shot significantly harder, in my opinion.
I agree. Especially if you're not set up like Chantel was for kind of a straight shot. You end up having to throw kind of a turning shot, but an easy birdie for the Canadian. With the reverse Tiger Woods look today. Round of pars for our lead card.
Yeah, there was only 10 birdies on hole 1 out of 60 competitors, so that one was tough.
Without the wind, I think
There'd be more.
There'd be quite a bit more. Hole 2, par 4, 594 feet. Same tee shot as yesterday and last year's hole 18. You can throw this little flex line in the middle. You can throw hyzer out to the right. You could throw forehand if you were feeling really nuts. But make it to the corner and open your second shot up. There's OB left and right lining the entire thing, but unlike yesterday's pin, which was pretty close to the out of bounds on circle's edge, there's not really a whole lot around this one, but Madison is correct. I think it's a much trickier angle.
Yeah, you have to throw up and over some hills as well. That was one of the most beautiful hole previews I feel like we've ever seen, with the sunlight and the fog.
You know how people talk about their Dream 18?
Yeah.
We should have a Dream 18 drone
Hole
flight.
previews?
Yeah. Silva gonna find the deep rough on the right side, and she's likely in pitch out land.
Yeah, that's a pretty common error, just trying to avoid that OB line on the left-hand side. There's also some new little trees that come into play on the second shot, and those make getting to this basket a lot more difficult. You have to navigate around 2 of them, and they have little fences around them that make them seem like really big trees.
Or at least 4 small ones.
Yeah.
Kristin going forehand here. One of the very few to do this. It was interesting to have Ella's perspective yesterday because she said even she's not thinking about a forehand here.
Huh. And Kristin makes that forehand look effortless. That's every bit of 330 feet.
Easy. When I came through, it was mostly a tailwind, but who's to say?
Yeah, tailwind right to left.
Yeah.
And it was weird because you could feel it so strong on the tee pad, but then you can see that long line of bushes on the right side. It was blocked for most of the flight, so you had to try not to think about it.
Yeah, they say that's a really good tactic in the mental game. Just try not to think about it.
Yeah. Here's Silva with just a pitch out.
I don't know. I feel like she's trying to get around the corner a little bit. A little bit. Well done. Paige lined up to go for it. It's pretty much right in line with that little tree. She did. Oh my gosh. She caught that yesterday too. Although it didn't really redirect her very much today. She's, deep in circle 2?
Yeah, she's going to be right next to the pin from yesterday.
No one told her they moved it.
Kristin, one of the few, like we said, able to line up a forehand again here. This shot's every bit of 300 feet, I would say.
Smooth release. Little short.
Might be more than that. Now that I think about it, it's a crush.
Yeah,
it looks shorter than it is because of the hills and the little trees.
It says 594, but I want to know where they're measuring from. You know?
Yeah,
it's a pretty hefty dog leg.
I agree.
Yeah, you can hear the wind out there as you turned. Obviously the wind direction changing and Silva's just kind of flipping and riding.
So Silva's third time with a little bit of a late release. Hopefully she can direct that a little bit more straight.
I feel like if Missy walked into a boardroom right now, she'd get people's attention with that ponytail. Nice shot.
Or she'd just do a really nice canter. And a great approach shot. Paige trying to hit this long circle 2 putt. Not the bid she's looking for.
I like that you can like read her lips as she gives herself notes on what to do better. Silva from 45-50.
Big old tree in the way.
Is it?
Nice. Must not be.
Great par save. I feel like she just lays these up short so she can get more slow mezzes.
She's just setting it up.
Uh-huh.
She's doing this for you guys because I don't know about y'all, but I'm hyped already. Silva, I know, has her sister on the bag all the way from Finland.
Very cool.
Yep.
Strong run from Kristin there.
Cool to see the special things people do for major events.
Like bring their sisters?
Yeah, like flying their family in.
Okay.
From across the pond.
Yeah.
Missy with a nice par save.
What did Missy do special for this tournament?
She has Tom on her bag all the time. She gets to just be special every day.
Wow.
Wow, there's only 4 birdies on hole 2.
It was way harder in this position.
It definitely was.
Hannah Wynn, who we got to watch all day yesterday, she had a great round except for hole 18. Nice rip here on hole 3. She's in great position to birdie here. I feel like
you can always get into good position to birdie on this hole, and then it's the hardest second shot.
I feel like Hannah, I don't know if she improved her standstill game, or maybe I haven't been playing with her as much recently, but she's throwing a lot of really skillful standstills lately. Outside circle 1. Jamming it.
Nice. And that's what you kind of have to do here on hole 3. Leave yourself that deep circle 1 or early circle 2 putt.
Bunch of pars. So many.
Yep, pars all around. It was so chilly this morning too. I went back to my car and got hand warmers after the second hole.
Yeah, I wore pants and thought I was going to be so hot by the end, but I was cold the whole time.
Yep. Here's the hole we just watched Hannah Wynn play. The route that drone is flying is not the most common route. We see a lot more hyzers that are kind of pushing that Mando tree on the right side. You can also take an Annie up the left side, kind of trailing that OB line. The further you get, obviously, the easier it gets to get to this green, but it's especially true on this hole because the low ceiling really forces a super punchy shot if you're far away in order to get the distance you need to get all the way to the green under the trees.
Silva, one of the few we watched take this line, she definitely overturns this more than she wants. It'll be fine, just a slightly farther shot than she would like on the second.
I kind of like the Annie shot today because we did have a headwind, and this hyzer shot just feels a little chaotic. I saw a lot of people on my card, myself included, do this little kind of late release, show the underside of the disc, and all of a sudden that wind just takes it to the right.
I don't know how to live if it's not a little chaotic.
Kristin pulling out the forehand. I love this play. Man, she makes it look so easy.
She really does. And this is another one that Ella was saying, interesting choice on the forehand.
Yeah.
She's probably the only one doing it.
And I bet she's going to go forehand.
Yep.
Missy going to show us that hyzer route.
Trying to keep it lower than the other competitors on the card here, and she does a great job in prime position.
Yeah, some really nice power on that as well.
In my head, she's just trotting from shot to shot now.
Absolutely.
And Paige Going standstill, that looks like her fierce. So I think just playing for par at this point.
Yeah, she was pretty blocked by those big trees.
Silva a little bit closer without trees in her way. Got to be attacking here.
Silva, the standstill specialist. This is how she's always played her game style. She's so good at them. Really nice release, but it's got to get some carry. She's going to be in the deep of circle 2.
But like you said, it's hard to do much better than that with such a low ceiling,
Yeah,
particularly on the backhand.
You almost have to like rip it weirdly hard.
Yeah.
And it's very risky.
And get that nice ground play like Missy just did. Kristin a little bit pinched here. But I'm sure she was going to throw sidearm anyway.
These bushes stick out more than they look, but she's so good at the powerful hyzer release. That's great.
So great. With her right foot behind the disc like that, so difficult to get power from there. Paige with, we'll call it, 175 maybe? 150?
Child's play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Ah, dang.
Yeah, Silva in a pretty bad spot here.
Hate to see it after such a good second shot. She's literally just going to lay up from a strange feet together position.
It's called the concede the bogey stance.
Oh, that's a new one for me. Probably because you have to tear bogeys away from me.
Oh, a little bit of an early release from Kristin. Maybe a little too soon to lose the sleeves. It's cold out there.
Hot take. But she makes good on the comebacker. Missy all but parked here. Maybe padding those 12-foot stats. Really nicely done. Silva and Paige joining Kristin for the par. Moving on to a much shorter hole, but wait. Checking in with chase card ahead. We've been in the right pin position, the B position up on this log. It's more of a straight shot. Kind of awkward with a tree right off the tee. Hannah manages it perfectly. That's an absolute tap-in. Though oddly awkward in this wind. Look at her. We were thinking about, oh, closer. Look closer. Yep. Yeah.
It's very breezy.
And she's straight in a headwind. Yeah, well done. And we've all been there. When you have to expose the complete underside of your disc, you're not trying to mess around and lose a easy stroke. Missy now only 2 strokes back.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
Hole 4 we just saw it, but here it is again. It's a par 3, 285 feet. Yeah, that tree really is in the way, and with those branches on the right and these branches we're passing just now on the left, it's tighter than it looks for sure. Usually I like kind of a hyzer flip that then pushes straight. You see mostly mid-ranges and fairways, but you can throw a variety of things. You could even throw a flex forehand if you're feeling, I don't know, really something.
Yeah. That backhand middle play is the most common play. I like the backhand flex. I go to the left of that tree.
You're a wild woman.
It works so good.
Has anyone told you that?
There's nothing in the way either. No branches, no nothing.
I believe you, but there's something about the way that tree is. It just feels insane to go to the left of it.
I'm telling you, it's the play. Once everyone tries it, they're going to do it.
Okay, well, so far, 59 competitors going to the right of that tree and 1 going to the left.
And it looks like this play is going to work really nicely for Silva. What was it on this one? A headwind? No. Left to right?
Hole 4 was a left to right.
Yeah.
Which kind of, it wasn't too bad.
I see a lot of discs
unless,
doing
yeah,
this.
unless you're throwing something flippy and then it kind of pushed your disc over. Better than a straight headwind, that's for sure. Oh yeah, see, you can see it on Kristin's shirt here. Ooh, okay, I was hoping we would see this. Not that specifically.
Yeah,
This line.
That looks like more of a hyzer forehand.
Yeah, I think you would have to go
Hyzer flip.
flex to get there. Or just maybe a really wide, powerful hyzer.
Which Kristin has.
Good layup.
Yeah, nice bank. Paige from circle 2.
And Paige hitting some really big putts yesterday. You know she's feeling confident on the green, comfortable running from quite a long distance.
Silva in for her first birdie of the round.
Thrilled. Actually, she does look happy. Paige with a little bit of a comebacker, but on the good side of the wind.
Only 12 birdies on hole 4. Played pretty tough in the wind today.
Yeah, I'm glad it is, because sometimes we talk about the wind and then everyone plays really well on lead card and it doesn't look real, but I think hopefully it's obvious that conditions are a little bit tougher today.
Yeah, 20% of the field with a birdie, almost 65% with a par. So just one of those birdie or par holes for the most part. It's nice to have one of those here and there because I feel like the B layout is tough.
Oh yeah, I think it's harder for sure.
I agree. Everyone kind of struggling to warm up this morning. See if we can get some birdies on this a little bit more forgiving par 5. Still not easy though. The tee shot is really going to dictate the pace of the rest of the hole. If you don't get off the tee, find yourself really scrambling. Ideally, your second shot lands somewhere in here. Your third, you have a sort of low ceiling shot. You can go forehand, you can go backhand. I think forehand is the play though, for the most wide open fairway. This green is a little skippy, a little low ceiling, and there's not really one route on this hole. It's wherever your tee shot lands, wherever your second shot lands, and then it's a real adventure from there.
It's a good description. Missy piping this center gap. Love to see that. We did see Paige go roller on the second shot yesterday, which is a super cool play.
Most players going to take this gap that we see both Missy and Silva throwing. We had a bit of a headwind today, and you can see Silva's disc carrying right a lot farther.
Kind of head left to right,
Yeah,
I think.
just holding those discs over. Paige going to throw the hyzer. I watched a player on my card throw it today, and I actually watched Evelina, and it just, if you don't throw it absolutely perfectly, it's almost a little too sharp. You see a lot of discs carrying too far straight.
Man, this is not like a common problem, I think.
That wind really just keeping it over there.
I could see that with the wind for sure, but I guess typically, yeah, they do skip and get some ground play for those power players taking that route.
I think it's like more of an advantage to land left, like Kristin lining up nicely.
Oh, this is the best she's thrown this.
Yeah.
And she's thrown it great every day, to be clear.
Yeah, that's really far. She probably just threw that 400 feet. It's funny to see people like Paige and Kristin's shots are probably 320 feet apart from each other.
That I would love to know the
Such a wide
measurement
fairway.
there. That's funny.
Missy going to take the left gap. There's that little right gap you can see pinched under the trees, but this is a much smarter gap. She definitely wants this turned more than she did.
Yeah, Missy got the birdie here yesterday. We saw it with a chase card check-in, but she was able to kind of turn it or at least push it straighter. She's probably 40 or 50 feet shorter left than she was yesterday. making a really full power drive to get all the way there for the birdie. Silva's been taking this right route every day.
I don't mind this route, but
it's dangerous,
yeah,
though.
the fact that this can come into play at any moment almost makes it not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be looking at a par at best from there.
Kristin really landing in the best possible place to make this gap look huge. And she's been throwing this so well. Like, she's 150 feet away tops.
Paige forced to line up that right gap with her hyzer tee shot. It's so low ceiling. You can't really bite off as much as you'd like, but that's about as good as you can do it.
You don't think she likes that?
Oh, no, she loves that.
Uh-huh.
We all love that.
Yeah, no, that's as good as you're ever going to see that shot thrown. Missy probably at the max distance of her range here. I'd guess that's 375 to the pin. Maybe a little shorter, but
No,
I mean, it's a full rip.
Yeah. Yep, that's about right.
Yeah, solid shot.
Silva able to patent pinning out a little ways, but yeah, no way to even get towards the green at all. The disc is currently hyzering away from the basket.
Good placement, though. There's those two trees to her right that if you get pinned behind can be pretty annoying.
This low ceiling, and especially that right side guardian tree are really in your head right here, but she does a great job navigating it, and look at that
Gorgeous.
shot.
Perfect.
Kristin just so close.
Yeah,
Really dumbing this hole down.
Or smarting it up, maybe?
Smarting it up,
sounds
yes.
friendlier. Although,
Oh no.
it's an unforced error that we don't typically see on her forehand approach shots.
Not with the harp.
Paige with the fierce. Yeah, that looks great. Paige only 15 feet away for her first birdie of the round. Kristin going from about 50 feet for her first birdie. Kind of a softer, floaty run than we often see. That's going to be a par.
Look at the wind really kick up right here. Missy looking at a birdie. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. That'll get the round started.
That distance of putt is how she bought her house.
Legitimately.
And a turkey for Missy Gannon.
Missy, one of 6 birdies today out of 60 competitors. Only 10% of the field getting it.
Nice. That's a really good one to get. Love to see it. And I feel like this is going to be the day. A lot of pars, a lot of managing the wind, and just getting your birdie when you can. Paige managing that hole really well from pushing a little too straight off the tee.
This hole averaging at about a third a stroke over par. Playing rough.
Now only 1 stroke separating Missy from Silva after that turkey. Honk yeah. Hole 6 is in a new pin position today. It's a par 3, 354 feet, but plays like 385, I think.
New pin and new tee.
You're right. Yep. It's both things.
It's a whole different hole.
It's completely different than anything we've ever seen before. You're going to see mostly pure hyzer off of the tee. There is no real out of bounds to worry about, but like this is a pure distance thrower's shot. You have to hang it out, 30 degrees away from the pin, and then try to swing all of the way in.
And at 350 feet, it just feels so tough to get to.
Yeah, this is where, Missy caught some stuff, but honestly, that's like a pretty typical landing zone. Today was mostly a tailwind, which actually is a pretty nice wind for something like this, but I would be surprised to see more than maybe 5 birdies.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, whenever I played it today, I called like 2.
Yeah.
And wow, Paige hitting trees and still getting inside the circle. That's some distance throwers rarity there. Not going to see that from most people.
Well said.
Silva.
Oh, Silva.
She's got that sneaky distance.
She just makes it look a lot easier. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like she's throwing far.
And it doesn't even seem like it's in the air for very long.
Probably because it's so low to the ground the
So
whole
low,
time.
so fast.
Kristin catching a couple of leaves, but probably going to park it.
Oh my God.
She just gives a little...
The nonchalance on such an impressive throw.
I can only dream. If I did that, I'd be somersaulting.
I threw, like, I feel like one of the shots of my life today on this hole. Was so
To
happy.
50 feet.
Yeah, 45.
Nice.
And it was like...
That's great.
I know. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know if I could do that again.
Yep. Well,
so Kristin parking it is so impressive.
lead card showing us why they are here. Man, there's going to be more birdies than I said, I bet.
No,
Okay.
there's only 3.
Ooh, let's see if Paige can be one.
See if that straddle putt is warmed up yet.
Not quite.
Yep, besides Kristin, let's shout them out. Kristin, only one to park the hole, unsurprisingly. Taylor Kochek from Circle 1 and Sophia Dunica from Circle 2.
Ooh, some crushers.
Yep, the only birdies of the day. Only 4 players got to Circle 1 in regulation. 25 got to Circle 2 in regulation.
Taylor was on my card, and she threw the highest, spikiest hyzer I've ever seen in my life, adding probably 50 feet of distance to the hole. It was unbelievable.
Classic. It's uphill, too.
It was so cool. Great putt, too.
Silva, still only with 1 stroke.
I sort of like proved to myself that I still got it. Whatever is meant to happen with me will happen. And what I want wants me even more. So I just have to be open to receive it.
Hole 7. The same par 5 we played yesterday. And I'm glad they keep this hole. I think it's a fun one.
I love it.
Yeah, nice forgiving par 5. Throw a hyzer through that main gap. Your second shot, ideally a big turning shot here, or if you've got a forehand, that works as well. You can also throw a hyzer through the tree line. It's actually pretty friendly over there. Your third shot, you usually have a little chippy shot to the green. Backhand, forehand, both work. Just make sure you don't go deep. That out of bounds green is only about 20 feet behind the basket.
Kristin has absolutely been hunting this eagle harder than I think I've ever seen her go after any hole on tour.
Mm-hmm.
She's been pushing straight just like this and then taking that low right side. And I really hope she gets it this weekend because the focus is unbelievable.
Yeah, I wonder if she got enough distance on that one. It was a little lower than we've seen in days prior.
Just a touch, but you know she's going to be trying. Missy in the same area, fine spot to land.
Paige definitely hunting it. That was a power shot, and look at this ground play.
Do we think hunting eagles is legal in California?
Oh man, that's funny.
So smooth from Silva. Everyone off the tee really nicely here.
Missy lining up that left side fairway, looking for a nice big turning shot. There is an OB line over there by that big tree on the left side, but she's not messing around too much.
Just enough to keep it fun.
Squeaking under those last low-hanging branches you have to avoid.
Oh, conceding the birdie, it looks like.
I don't know, her forehand goes far.
I don't think that far.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
so far.
So far.
Yeah, just a nice birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Silva kind of in position here, and Paige so far up there. Look at that. That's crazy. Gonna have a nice look at it. We have not seen an eagle yet this weekend.
All right, coming out a little soon for Silva. She lands underneath those low-hanging tree branches. It's tricky, but she can still get up and down for a birdie.
Love a gentle eye roll. Paige
Paige.
going for it. Early and low, though. Silva from, 225 maybe? Maybe less.
Yeah, nice little turning shot. Oh, coming in hot and pushing that OB deep, but she's going to check up safe.
Always a little tough to land it softly on this hill and stay in place. Oh, yeah. Perfect upshot from Missy.
Kristin following suit with the forehand.
And watching this makes me think they're going to take this hole away.
Yeah, almost 50% of the field with a birdie or better.
Dang it.
I know.
I mean, I love it. Everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it. But, I mean, still half the field with a bogey or worse, but there wasn't very many doubles. Singles or doubles. I think there was one of each. So,
Keep it. We all love it.
yeah.
There's still no eagles.
There is one eagle.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
do tell.
Today, we got an eagle from the one, the only Ella Hansen.
Ooh, love it.
It doesn't say where her putt was from. But yeah, this played as the easiest hole today. We forgot to play the game, but we could have seen that one coming. And we're going to get our first star frame on this one. $50 to edge.
And a big congrats to Ella Hansen. Wow, don't know what happened there. Should we give her $50 too? Do we have that power?
I think we could do whatever we want.
It's true.
Everyone gets $50.
You're paying, right? Hole 8 is a par 3, 285 feet. Same hole we've been playing, water on the right. Obviously, the OB wraps around that sawgrass on the right-hand side. You can throw hyzer, but obviously the window's really small with those low-hanging branches. It's great to throw it straight at it if you have that shot. Forehand, I think, is the ideal play. If you land OB, it's an optional drop zone, which you're usually going to take because it's only about 45 feet away. Today, it was a left to right wind when I came through. It's been more of a headwind. They did plant this one tree with its guardians on the left there.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
She's just making it look easy on the forehand holes.
So good. Let's see it again in a follow flight. This is Kristin's Orbit Rive.
For a while, I thought Ella definitely has the best forehand on tour, but Kristin always shows up and does something impressive.
What do you mean by best?
Like best, like farthest and most accurate, both.
But you could mean most consistent,
Yeah.
which I would say is Kristin.
Yes. Well, I think Kristin's just the best forehand. Hot take. She's
Okay.
throwing it so far
Yeah.
and so accurate.
I think Ella is the most exciting forehand.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
very-
Ella
it
has
is-
the best forehand. It's just less.
Ella's is most
consistent.
exciting.
It depends. It's your definition of best.
Yeah.
Missy, did she land in
Kristin's the
circle
best.
too? All right.
No
all
one
right.
can argue that.
Just because she has like multiple world titles and is always in contention, like whatever. Paige seems to be surprised that is safe.
Yeah, right on the drop zone.
Pretty.
So nice.
You just hear the whole crowd go, ooh, like low tones. And welcome to Pirate Island, everybody.
Evelina Saarinen was on my card today, and she did something that I didn't think was possible. She almost skip-aced this hole.
Can you skip that high?
She threw the hyzer over the reeds, and it skipped and hit the cage.
Oh, cool.
It was incredible.
That would be a really highlight ace of her career. Missy Gannon, 5 down now through 8 holes.
She's the highlight queen today on the putting green.
Just generally the queen, I think.
And what a shot from Silva. It had to be her hex, right? Seems like a hex shot through and through.
It really sure does. It was not yesterday. I don't know if she's updated it.
What was it yesterday?
A photon. But it looks slow speed today,
Yeah,
so I
sure
bet
did.
you're right.
Wind was a little different.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be.
Gotta be. It gotta be.
Silva still ahead by 1. Kristin 3 strokes behind.
3 birdies on that one. There was only 11 on the day out of 60 competitors, so lead card flexing. Let's wrap up this front 9 on moving day with this new little par 3. There's usually a par 4 here. We have a different tee pad and a different pin location. I love this change. It's a double Mando. The trees are placed perfectly where you can throw something straight at it in typical Silva style. You can flex something, a little bit more of a force flex with an overstable disc, or you can throw kind of more of a gentle turning shot riding that left side Mando tree. Kristin naturally is going to pull out the forehand, which I never even considered.
Naturally. I like this hole as well. I think unlike the triple mandatory on, what was that, 7? I think this is so fair and very gettable. It was a headwind though, which at least when I came through, which makes it kind of tough. And Kristin showing us why forehand is the play.
Wow, so good. Yeah, in practice it was nice and calm, and it was not easy to get up there, but it was more fun. You could have a little more fun with angles. Today you really had to be careful because the wind could take control of your disc.
Today was the first time I was like thinking about the mandatories at all because of the wind. Yeah. Missy probably thinking about it too. She's throwing it really low, making sure it's center cut. It's going to be very short, but most likely a par.
Look at that beautiful little hyzer flip shot from Silva. Oh, friendly little tree kick too.
Crowd loves it.
It's hard not to root for Silva. She's like the most chill, like low key. It just seems so relaxed.
Yeah, just not a big deal.
Yeah, just gonna throw the best shot you've ever seen over and over.
Clock in, clock out. Missy with a kind of an awkward little shot. She's going out and around. It looks like with something nice and stable.
Get some really good ground play. She'll be right in the middle of circle 1.
Paige, hungry for one of these long putts. She's ready for one. It's time.
Great line. Great power. Wow, very surprised. A hole 9 only has 4 birdies. Only 6 people managed to get to circle 1 in regulation.
I think that's solely from the headwind. And the fact that it's a brand new hole and basket.
Yep.
Or tee and basket.
Yeah, still kind of figuring it out. Still only a third of the field got to circle 2 in regulation even. So this one playing tough.
Kristin coming up high left on her birdie bid.
There were 4 birdies on this one. Hannah Bloomroos, Emily Weatherman was on my card, and she was very close to parking it. Hannah Wynn and Kylie Kohut. Shout out to all those circle 1 birdies. Missy scrambling well, recovering after the errant tee shot.
A tight race so far through the front 9. Everyone playing really clean. No one's gotten a bogey yet, right?
No one?
Isn't that right? Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. I'm 90% sure I'm right. 95.
I believe you.
Missy with the hot round so far at 5 down, bringing it to within 1 of Silva. Kristin 3 strokes back. Paige 4 strokes. Hannah Wynn, Chantel Budinsky chasing, but after that starts to be quite a bit of separation on day 3 between the rest of the field.
Yeah, not quite as many birdies on this layout. Hannah finding some, but these type of shot shapes set up really nicely to her game. But as you move down the leaderboard, you can see that this layout is a little bit more difficult. We also had more challenging conditions as well. But yeah, we still have 9 more holes, and this is where things get interesting. We have a lot more water. The wind gets just worse and worse all day. So come hang with us for the rest of Moving Day Championship Sunday.
Yeah, it's definitely not been interesting so far. So come join us next time.
We'll see you on the back. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.
sunshine.